and we are resuming the afternoon session of our receiving of testimony. Sarge, would you kindly escort Officer Lanizo to the stand, please? I talked to his legal counsel and okay, understood. With that, we're gonna ask Chief Kosam to please enter the chamber, and we will receive his testimony. Welcome, Chief Kosam, and your counsel. Before we start, I am going to put you under oath, so please raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm under penalty of law that the testimony you're about to give us is the truth?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Chief, could you, for the record, just please state your name and your title and the agency you represent?
Okay. Yes, Chairman. Good afternoon, members of the committee. My name is Jordan Kosam, and I'm working with the Commonwealth Ports Authority, Ports Police Department, serving as the Chief of Ports Police.
Thank you, Chief. Can I just call you Chief?
Certainly, sir.
Thank you. Chief, and we do acknowledge that you are here with your legal counsel, Mr. Robert Torres. You are aware that you are here to testify before the Special Committee on Impeachment relative to Articles 4, 6, and 11, which have to do with the police escort of the former Attorney General, Mr. Buckingham, at the Saipan International Airport on or about August 3rd to August 4th. At this time, I just wanted to ask you, in your own words, if you would enlighten us, the committee, with the events that transpired during, I think it was the early morning hours of August 4th, if you would like to do so.
Chair, I didn't want to repeat the same rights advisal. I'll just cite that to the record that Mr. Kosam has been advised of his right to counsel and all that I previously stated. I won't belabor, so he's informed and would invoke those rights if and when he feels appropriate. Is that fair?
Yes, we recognize that. I still have to ask the question though, and
sure,
let him respond.
Okay. And we were prepared because we saw how you asked the question of Captain Robueno and of how to set up the chronology. And with leave of the committee, I wanted to set him up with the questions on that progression, leaving the rest for you folks to ask when you feel like it, to fill that in, just so that I could help move it along, if that would help.
That would help. So why don't I now turn it over to the members, and they can ask specific questions Representative Tep.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. In part of the question that I will raise to the chief are also the documents that's in front of us requested to the Executive Director, Mr. De Leon Guerrero, on the Duces Tecum, the documents and information from the CPA.
Right. Chair, I was going to just suggest that I would have him establish the chronology, and then you
Thank you.
Is that okay?
We would appreciate that. So
Okay.
why don't we ask you to go ahead and
All right. So,
start?
Jordan, Chief, turning your attention to the time of August 3rd and 4th, 2012. Do you recall that period?
Yes.
And where were you as early as, do you understand that the subject of this proceeding involves an incident at the airport around 3 in the morning on August 4th?
Yes.
And were you contacted by anyone relating to assistance at the Saipan International Airport at any time prior to 3 a.m. on August 4th?
That would be between 1900 to 2300, I would say.
And that would be in local time, 7 to 9 a.m., right? 9 p.m., right?
23,
11
7,
11, okay. So between those hours, who contacted you, if anyone?
I was contacted by Captain Jermaine Nakaifis.
Now, who is Jermaine Nakaifis?
Captain Jermaine Nakaifis is the driver for the governor.
And you call him Captain. Does he hold a rank with any law enforcement agency, to your knowledge?
I believe he holds a rank of a captain at DPS, however, I'm not sure with that.
Was he employed at CPA prior to DPS?
Yes,
And what rank did he hold at CPA, if you remember?
captain.
And do you know when he left CPA?
A little over 4 years ago.
All right. And was he under your supervision?
Yes, sir.
Okay, as a ports police officer?
Yes, sir.
So at around what time on August 3rd did Captain Nakaifis or Jermaine Nakaifis contact you?
I would say between 7 p.m. to 23, between that time. I wasn't sure what time the call was.
And where were you?
I was at my mother-in-law's residence in Dandan.
And were you living there, or visiting?
No, we're just visiting.
Okay. And what did Captain Nakaifis say to you?
Captain Nakaifis requested Ports Police support for escort.
Is that what he said to you? What were his own words?
He wanted to seek the assistance of Ports Police for escorting the Buckinghams to their flight departing Saipan International Airport.
Is that what he said?
Yes.
And what did you say?
Yes, I said we would render that support to him, and we'll call CPA, Ports Police Dispatch Office, to give them that heads up.
Okay, you need to speak up so that everyone can hear you. So, all right. So, did Jermaine say anything else to you in that telephone call?
He mentioned that there may be a possible that the Ed Buckingham may be served with penal summon.
Okay. Is that what he said to you?
Yes.
And what did you say in response, if anything?
I said we'll help him render the service of escort as we usually do.
And was there any further discussion about the penal summons that Jermaine mentioned to you?
No, sir.
Did he mention who would be serving the penal summons that he mentioned?
No, sir.
Did you ask who would be serving the penal summons?
No, sir.
Okay. What else did you discuss in that telephone call?
That's it. I just told Captain Nakaifis that I would call the office and give them a heads up for to support him in his request.
Now, prior to August 3rd, did Mr. Nikaifis or ever contact you to render escort services for anyone else prior to that?
Yes.
Who?
Numerous agencies. They include legislature as well. In fact, a couple months ago, we just had an APIO conference here in the CNMI. And I was contacted by Sergeant at Arms, P2I, to coordinate an escort incoming and
all right, so they know about that CPA Ports Police provides escort service upon request. Is that fair?
Yes, sir.
Okay. But I mean, did Jermaine Nikaifis ever ask you for escort service before August 3rd?
Yes.
For who?
For the governor.
Okay.
For VIPs, like I mentioned.
Okay. So when there was an escort for the governor, Jermaine would contact you to coordinate that?
Yes, sir.
Okay. We'll get back to the escort, but let's go through the progression now. So after you spoke, was there anything else in the telephone call that you discussed?
Not at all, sir.
All right. So after you finished the call, what happened next? What did you do?
I called the Central Dispatch Office.
For CPA?
For CPA.
And when you say central, is that the main ports police office there in the arrival area at the airport?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so that's central.
Yes, sir.
And you're the chief of CPA, right?
Yes, sir.
And why did you call central?
I called the Central to inform them of the requests made by Captain Nikaifis.
And when you called central, to whom or with whom did you speak?
Captain Joe Palacios.
All right. And was he the officer in charge for that shift?
Yes, he was.
Okay. And tell us about what did you say to Captain Palacios?
I called Captain Palacios and informed him that there would be an escort by Captain Nikaifis of the governor's office, and also inquired if there was a summon at the office. Captain Palacios at the time did not have knowledge whether there was a penal summon at the office.
Why did you ask Captain Palacios if there was a summons at the office?
Because I received a call from Captain Nikaifis earlier, and he mentioned that he's requesting for escort and that the Ed Buckingham may be served with penal summons.
And so you were checking to see if anyone brought a summons to CPA?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so Captain Palacios said he did not know, or there wasn't one, or which one was it?
At the time, he did not know.
So did he check? Or did you ask him to check?
I asked him to check and had to return my call.
And before you hung up and you returned your call, did you discuss anything else other than the escort and to check on the summons?
No, sir.
And so you hung up the call?
Yes.
So did he call you back?
He called me back.
Tell us about that conversation.
Captain Palacios called me back and stated that yes, there was a penal summons delivered to the Ports Police Dispatch Office, which is located at the arrival air terminal.
And did he inform you who delivered that penal summons?
Captain Palacios informed me that it was Santos from OPA.
Did he give you the first name?
I can't recall with that name. I recalled Santos.
And when Captain Palacios informed you that Santos from OPA brought the penal summons, what else did you discuss?
At that time, I informed Captain Palacios that I am concerned with the penal summons and therefore to contact OPA and have OPA and allow OPA to serve the penal summons. At the same time, I informed the Captain Palacios that it's at your call, Captain, to serve that document. I have a concern with that document. I want you to know that you may serve it. However, I feel that OPA should serve this document to Ed Buckingham.
And when you say you were concerned, why were you concerned?
I am concerned because of the name Santos. I'm not sure, I'm not aware which Santos. At the same time, I have never seen a penal summons signed by the OPA delivered to CPA.
Well, did you ever see the penal summons before you went to the airport?
I didn't see the penal summons, but I inquired from Captain Palacios to reveal the penal summons to me on the phone.
Right. As you were talking, did he say whether he had the penal summons in front of him?
Yes, sir. He did.
And tell us what that was all about.
I informed him and I inquired to look at the penal summons and see if there was an order from the magistrate of law ordering me, the Chief of Ports Police, and my personnel to serve this penal summons to Ed Buckingham.
And to your knowledge, did Officer Palacios do that?
Yes, he did. He looked into the penal summons and mentioned that, Chief, all I see is misdemeanor cases against Ed Buckingham. And I repeated myself, Cap, I want to see an order stating, signed by the magistrate of law, ordering CPA Ports Police to serve this document to Ed Buckingham. He replied, there is no sign or something from that would order this, myself or Ports Police to serve penal summons.
Okay, so why was it important to you that you were asking about whether the summons orders you or a police officer to do something? Why was that important to tell that to Captain Palacios?
I believe at that time I did not have adequate information to serve that document. Therefore, I informed Captain Palacios to
check,
contact and check OPA and have OPA serve the document to Ed Buckingham.
But what I'm getting at is, if Captain Palacios read or told you that the document was signed by a magistrate ordering a police officer to do something, like an arrest warrant or a search warrant, what difference would that have made to you?
The difference that I see in that is arrest warrants, for instance, that is delivered to the Ports Police office is signed by the magistrate of law and orders any law enforcement in the cinema to arrest or serve. And so we feel that that order is ordering the Ports Police Department and myself to deliver that service. So.
And with respect to the penal summons that Captain Palacios was describing, was there any such authority being shown in that phone conversation?
No, sir.
All right, so what else did you discuss in the second phone call with Captain Palacios?
I told Captain Palacios that to call OPA and inform them that they can serve the penal summons themselves and to render support to both Captain Nakaifis and OPA.
Now, why didn't you want CPA police to serve it?
I'm not sure with the authority of OPA and the authority of that document if it's the first time for me to see a document like so.
All right, so anything further in your conversation with Captain Palacios, the second call?
No, sir.
And so after that second call, did you talk with anyone else prior to going to the airport?
No, sir.
Okay, did you talk with Jermaine Nakaifis again prior to going to the airport?
I believe between 08 to 3 a.m. I'm sorry, to 8 p.m. to 3 a.m.
You talked to Jermaine Nakaifis?
Yeah. Yes.
What time approximately?
I can't recall, sir. Maybe it's after midnight.
And what tell us about that telephone call? Did he call you or you called him?
He called me and I told him that I'm going to head up to the airport and help with the escort.
Why were you going to go to the airport and help with the escort?
I am concerned with the process, especially going to the restricted area of the airport. And I'm concerned that, the usual protocol of escort is accordingly made by the officers.
All right, but you had a captain up there who knew the protocol, right? The captain's
Yes, sir.
been with CPA for at least 5 or 10 years?
Yes, sir.
So he would know the same protocol as you would?
Yes, sir.
So why did you see it necessary to go to the airport and not leave it to your capable captain and his staff?
I believe because of Captain Nakaifis being present at the airport, and also Ed Buckingham being present at the airport. And like I said, just there's a process of, escorting into the restricted area of the airport.
What about the penal summons issue? Did that also concern you?
Yes.
Okay. So is that another reason why you went there?
Yes, sir.
Okay, now, so other than talking with Jermaine Nakaifis, did you have any discussions with anyone prior to going to the airport?
No, sir.
All right, so what time did you go to the airport?
I believe little after 3 a.m.
Did you know what time the Buckinghams were going to leave or fly out? What was the flight?
Not at the time. I heard it's going to be on Delta, so I probably thought it was the 6 a.m. flight.
Because you know the schedule?
Right.
Okay. And you went there at 3 a.m. because at least 3 hours before the flight?
Sure. Yes,
Okay.
sir.
Prior to going to the airport, did you receive any call from anyone from the Office of the Public Auditor?
No, sir.
Prior to going to the airport, did you receive any call from anyone in your CPA Ports Police about further communications from the Office of the Public Auditor?
No, sir.
To your knowledge, did Captain Palacios or anyone have the telephone contact number of Mr. Santos? To your knowledge?
No.
Did Captain Palacios tell you the contact number of Mr. Santos?
No.
Was there any contact at OPA that you were informed of prior to going to the airport?
No, sir.
Prior to going to the airport, did, other than Jermaine Nakaifis, did anyone at DPS contact you?
No, sir.
You know where the Aquarius Beach Tower is?
Yes, sir.
And prior to going to the airport on August 4th at 3 a.m., did you ever go to the Aquarius Beach Tower?
No, sir.
Prior to going to the airport on August 4th, did you ever meet with any police officer of Department of Public Safety,
No, sir.
including Ambrosio Gomero,
No, sir.
Aniceto Gomero,
No, sir.
Stanley Patrice,
No, sir.
Officer Lanizu?
No, sir.
Okay, so you went to the airport at 3 a.m. in your personal car or the CPA Ports Police vehicle?
CPA Ports Police vehicle.
And why do you use the CPA Ports Police vehicle?
I'm assigned a government vehicle, sir.
And is your duty 24 hours, on duty 24 hours?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. So, where did you park at the airport?
I parked right in front of the Ports Police curbside parking.
Okay, where Ports Police always park, right?
Sure. Yes, sir.
And chase everyone else away, right? And so, what happened when you got there? Who was there?
As I got there, I got off the vehicle. I walked to the Delta counter
Inside the
terminal,
departure terminal?
Departure terminal.
Okay.
And there I met Captain Jermaine Nakaifis.
All right. Was he the only one there?
Yes, sir.
And when you met Captain Nakaifis, what happened?
Well, I stood there and waited for the baggage to be checked in. After the baggage was checked in, before we left the baggage counter, Ambrosio Gomero at the time met with us, and then all three of us walked toward the arrival area.
Okay. So, when you go to the Delta check-in counter, Jermaine is there, right?
Yes, sir.
And then later on, DPS Deputy Commissioner at the time, Ambrosio Gomero, appeared.
Yes, sir.
All right. After the check-in of the luggage, I'm assuming there was a conversation between the three of you guys?
Yes, sir.
Tell us about that. Tell the committee about that.
Sir, I can't recall the conversation with at that time. However, I believe we just discussed about the Buckinghams being at the curbside. I believe I inquired where are the Buckinghams, and I think Captain Germain mentioned they're in the vehicle.
Okay. And you understood that was to be an escort?
Yes, sir.
Did you explain anything about the protocol for an escort with them, or you just kind of went about it?
No, yeah. Just went about it.
Did Ambrosio Gomero give you any orders, even though he's a DPS and you're a CPA, did he give you any orders there at the terminal area when you guys met?
No, sir.
Did he tell you to do anything?
No, sir.
Did he ask you to do anything?
No, sir.
Do you know the reporter for KSPN, Tina Sablan?
Yes, sir.
Did you see her there when you arrived?
Not when I arrived. When I was walking toward the arrival terminal.
Okay. All right. So let's, before we get there, staying with Ambrosio Gomero, did Ambrosio Gomero give you any instructions as to preventing anyone from doing anything at the airport?
No, sir.
Did he give you any instructions to prevent anyone from approaching the Buckinghams?
No, sir.
Did he give you any instructions to regarding anyone or stopping anyone from trying to serve that penal summons that Captain Palacios told you about?
No, sir.
And had he done so, would you have been under any compulsion or authority to follow that order by Ambrosio?
No, sir.
Does he have any jurisdiction over the airport?
No, sir.
And, okay, and did Jermaine Nicaifes do anything like that? Did he order you or ask you to do anything relating to stopping people from contacting the Buckinghams or preventing anything?
No, sir.
Okay. So the three of you guys walked towards the arrival area?
Yes, sir.
That's walking through the United counter and the waiting area and the TSA sliding doors, right?
Yes, sir.
And why were you guys walking that way?
I believe we're walking that way so Captain and Ambrosio Gomero can escort the Buckinghams from the vehicle.
Okay. So you walked out of that sliding door exit past the Bank of Guam machine, right?
Yes, sir.
And where did you guys go?
They made a left to the vehicles while I returned and made my way up to the TSA security checkpoint.
Okay, so they turned left and you went into the TSA security checkpoint?
Yes, sir.
Now, prior to making that right into the TSA security checkpoint, did you see Ms. Sablan of KSPN?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and where was she?
I believe as we were walking past Cape Air, Miss Sablan was in front of Gumanatibo, which is located close by to the entrance to the TSA checkpoint ramp heading up the checkpoint. And from there, I believe Miss Sablan was walking sideways or backward with video camera, walking out to toward the arrival area.
Okay. Now, other than yourself, was any other CPA Ports police officer there at the scene at that time, at that point?
No, sir.
What about Captain Rubueno?
I think Captain Rowanick was outside at the arrival area.
Outside in the open air?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right, so you go up to the TSA screening area. Why did you go there?
I went up to the TSA screening checkpoint to advise the law enforcement officer assigned to the checkpoint and also our TSA partners that I will be providing escort to the group which is escorting the Buckinghams.
Now, when you do that, is there anything you need to do as part of a clearing through that area?
Yes, sir.
What is that? you know, for example, like let's say a regular civilian needs a badge, right? A badge, a temporary pass.
Yes, sir.
And you guys issue that.
Yes, sir.
And so if they're not a departing passenger and you're a law enforcement officer, police officer with guns, how does that work? And you're going to go through that screening area. Is there anything special to do? Just the paperwork.
Yes, there's a requirement for Leo screening going through the TSA checkpoint.
And so Leo's a law enforcement officer, right? There's a way they can get through with their guns and uniforms, but they have to do it the right way.
Yes, sir.
And did you coordinate that?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. So then after you finished setting that up, where did you go?
I walked back down the ramp and met the group at the entrance sliding door leading up to the TSA checkpoint.
The one where the double doors open to the TSA ramp, or the double doors that lead outside? Which one?
The one that leads to the TSA ramp.
Okay. And when you came back down, who was there at the bottom of that ramp outside the sliding door?
I met Captain Nakaifis, the Buckingham's, Captain John Rubanok, and Rocio Gomro.
All right. Now, we have the footage of what happened there, but my question to you is, what happened when you met them there?
We met at the entrance. Then I turned around. We made our way up to the TSA boarding pass check. We checked the Buckinghams through. Then we made our way up to the security checkpoint.
All right. Before you guys went back into the TSA, was there any, disturbance or commotion involving Ms. Sablan and the police officers?
I wasn't aware of that.
And did you carry any bags for the Buckinghams?
I can't recall, sir.
Okay. And did you notice any commotion involving Ms. Sablan and the police officers and her trying to get access to take footage of the departure?
No, sir.
Okay. And did you ever order any ports police officer under your jurisdiction to prevent anyone from having access to the Buckinghams?
No, sir.
All right, let's talk about the OPA personnel. Inside this chambers to my behind me is Ms. Juanet David Atali, right?
Yes, sir.
And you've come to know today Mr. Santos as Mr. Juan Santos, a OPA investigator.
Yes, sir.
And do you know Mr. George Hasselback, who's the OPA legal counsel? Do you know him today?
Yes, sir.
The follically challenged person, but of lighter skin than you that's here. So you know Mr. Hasselback, right?
Yes, sir.
So did you, prior to going into that TSA screening area, did you ever see any OPA investigator or personnel?
No, sir.
At any time prior to the arrival of Hagen Park upstairs, did any OPA investigator or personnel ever appear to you to attempt to serve Mr. Buckingham anything?
No, sir.
At any time prior to Hagen Park, let's get this fact down. It's true, right, that FBI Special Agent Hagen Park was the one who served Mr. Buckingham in the VIP lounge. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. But my question is, prior to Hagen Park arriving, did anyone, Ports Police, ever inform you that a OPA investigator or attorney or staff was trying to serve Mr. Buckingham?
No, sir.
Did anyone prior to Hagen Park serving ever inform you that Central or anyone, Captain Palacios or Captain Rubueno, Officer Mike Guerrero, Officer Cal Regis, anyone, that they wanted access pass into the CPA facility to be able to serve Mr. Buckingham?
No, sir.
Did you ever see Miss Wanted David Atalik there at the airport at any time on August 3rd or 4th?
No, sir.
Did you ever see Mr. Juan Santos ever at the airport at any time on August 3rd or 4th?
No, sir.
Mr. Hasselbeck?
No, sir.
Anyone from OPA?
No, sir.
All right. So you folks go in through the TSA screening, and who was with you after you passed the TSA screening?
Captain Jermaine Nacaifes, the Buckinghams, Captain John Rubenok, Brosho T. Ogomro.
Okay. And then the Buckingham. So then
The Buckinghams.
you guys went to the VIP lounge there by the Cape Air area and the CBP area?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and that's the VIP lounge that's enclosed, right?
Yes, sir.
You all went in there?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Why? Why did you guys go in there?
That is the normal protocol for escorting our VIPs. It's a courtesy that we deliver to them. We bring them to the VIP lounge.
So when you say a VIP, you mean whomever it is that you're escorting gets the privilege of going into the VIP lounge?
Yes, sir.
And on the ones you've mentioned in the past, the governor or heads of state or congressmen from other places?
That's correct, sir.
What about celebrities?
The same, sir, if they request for an escort.
Okay. And so when you guys went in there, what happened after you went in there?
Basically, we had the Buckingham sat down on a couch, table in there, and we stayed there and waited for the flights to be boarded.
And at some point, Special Agent Park arrived with another agent, right?
Yes, sir.
And prior to Agent Park arriving, did Ambrosio Ogomoro ever say anything to you about what was happening, about anything? Did he ever say anything to you about anything?
I can recall.
Okay. So when Agent Park arrives, what happens?
When Agent Park arrived, he stood right outside the VIP lounge. Then I walked over to the lounge and requested the attendant to open the door. The VIP lounge is locked from the inside and they control from the inside. And so I met Special Agent Park and Special Agent Prida. I opened the door for them. They stepped in and I requested to talk to them outside the VIP lounge.
Now, did you try to lock the door to the VIP lounge?
No, sir.
Did you direct anyone to lock the door to the VIP lounge?
No, sir.
Did Ambrosio Ogomoro direct anyone to lock the doors to the VIP lounge?
I can't recall, sir.
Okay. And so, when you asked Agent Park to step outside to talk to him, why did you ask him to step outside?
I wanted to talk to Agent Park and let him know that we are aware of their jurisdiction at the airport. And I wanted to let him know that if he decides to do whatever he needs to do, he's authorized to do so. However, I did not have the time. I relayed the information to Special Agent Prida.
So, sorry, I think I missed something. When Agent Park, knocked on the door or you stepped outside, did he say why he was there?
Yes.
And what did he say?
He said to me that he's there to serve a legal document.
To whom?
To Ed Buckingham.
For what? Did he say?
I believe penal summons.
Okay. And did anyone say anything to Agent Park in response?
No, sir.
Did Ambrosio Ogomoro say anything in response?
No, sir.
Did anyone try to challenge Agent Park's authority to do what he proposed to do, including you?
I believe I heard Ambrosio mentioning something to the special agent. However, I wasn't sure what was the discussion, and so Special Agent Park passed me and went and talked to Ambrosio while I stepped out the door and requested Special Agent Prida if we can talk outside, and he mentioned that we'll just stand by the door. And so from there I informed Special Agent Prida that I want you to know that we've been working together. You have a jurisdiction here at CPA, the airport. Therefore, feel free to serve whatever document you need to serve.
And did he?
It was Special Agent Park that served it, sir.
Okay, and did you see him serve it on Mr. Buckingham?
Yes, sir.
Did you ever try to interfere with that service?
No, sir.
And did you ever see what he gave to Mr. Buckingham?
I saw a document, and I observed Special Agent Park talking to Ed and informing him that he's serving him a penal summons.
All right. Okay, so after Agent Park served Mr. Buckingham with the penal summons, what happened next?
They left the VIP, and Ambrosio, Captain Akaifis, and I waited for the Buckinghams to be boarded onto their flights.
And as part of the process, just to cut through this, did you escort them to the plane and they got on first?
Yes, it's part of our protocol that we request with the agents at the gate if our VIPs can be boarded first. And again, it all depends on the VIP if they want that service. They agreed that they're going to work with us and allow us to have our VIPs board. So we walked them over to the gate 4, and from there they were checked through and then escorted them to the aircraft.
All right, and you guys said goodbye, and you guys went back down the ramp?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And when you got down to the bottom of the ramp, anything happened? What happened next?
Nothing. We just parted. I went to my car. Gomro went to his car, and Captain Nakaifas went to his car, and we left for the day.
What about Miss Sablan? Did you see her there?
I didn't observe Mrs. Sablan at the time.
Did you see her?
No, sir.
Did you see her over the central window, or no? Did you go to the central window?
No, sir.
You just went home?
Yes, sir.
Now, so let's go back a couple of steps. At any time prior to Agent Park showing up in the VIP lounge, by the way, did you have a radio or no?
No, sir.
But they have your cell phone, right?
Yes, sir.
And there are other officers up at the TSA area parked. There's one CPA officer parked there in the corner, right?
Yes, sir.
What I'm getting at is, at any time prior to Agent Park arriving up there at the VIP lounge, did anyone at CPA communicate to you? Did you ever get any communication or call or message that Agent Park needed to come into the sterile secure area to be able to serve a document and needed authorization? Was there ever such communication?
Yes, sir.
To whom?
To me.
From whom?
From Captain Robueno.
And at what point did Captain Robueno tell you that Agent Park was trying to get access?
Right after the checkpoint, and as we leave the checkpoint to the VIP gate, I believe Captain Robueno mentioned to me that FBI Agent Park is on site. I informed Captain Robueno that they have jurisdiction here at the airport. They may come into the airport and serve that document.
Okay. Did you need to issue any special pass for that?
No, sir.
Okay. And by the way, when you appeared at the VIP lounge, did Agent Park receive any special pass from CPA Ports Police?
Agent Park is issued the Saipan International Airport
pass. He already has a pass.
He already has.
I see. So he didn't need any special pass. He already had one.
Yes, sir.
Because what? FBI agents need that as part of their duties? You give them that?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So they don't have to do all the paperwork every single time?
No, sir.
All right. So they can't just flash their badge. They actually need a special pass, and they have that already, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. So, all right. Okay, so you guys, you get back into your car. What time was this?
I believe this is after 6 a.m.
Okay, so from 3 to 6, you were there at the airport.
Yes, sir.
All right. Okay. Chair, I think we got all those facts down.
Well done, Counsel. I hope you can represent all our other witnesses and cut through the chase. I'll now entertain questions from the members. Representative Guerrero.
Hi. Oh, hello. Sorry, Chief Kosam, right?
Sir, yes, sir.
Okay. That was the whole story of your involvement that night, no? Or that morning?
That's correct, sir.
Okay. Let's see. You understand why you're here. You're answering the questions. And like I asked the other witnesses today, have you read the articles of impeachment?
Yes, sir. Not the whole thing, but I believe Article 4.
Article 4. Okay, I was going to ask you about Article 4. But based on Article 4, I would like to ask you, were you directed by the governor to help Buckingham avoid the penal summons from the court?
Sir, was I directed by the governor?
Yes.
No, sir.
Okay. Were you directed by the governor to keep the Office of the Public Auditor investigators from serving their penal summons?
No, sir.
Okay. And I know you had answered this before to your attorney. However, were there any OPA investigators on site at 3 a.m.?
I did not observe any, sir.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Thank you, Representative Guerrero. Representative De La Cruz.
Thank you, Chairman. Chief Kosam, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir.
With regards to airport passes, are these like the encoded cards that must be swiped to enter certain entries, as well as to pass through the different areas in the airport? The passes, passes that are, I guess, given to other police enforcement, DPS, FBI, you said, had a pass. What type of passes are these? Do they expire? Do they need to be renewed at some period of time? If codes are changed and so the individual must need to request for another pass to meet the codes? Is that correct?
Sir, to answer your question, no, they are not swipe cards.
Explain the temporary pass and the permanent pass that expired.
They're not the swipe cards.
Sir, if I may answer your question, based on people requesting for temporary pass, yes, they can be issued temporary pass, and these are just cards that are issued from our office for a temporary basis.
Let me refresh the question here. The pass that other law enforcement personnel are given by CPA Ports Police, are these the normal cards that are given to any other, let's say, a telephone repair guy that needs to go into a place, or are these different? Another example, FBI officials, such as Mr. Park and Special Agent Prida, what kind of pass are they given? Are these the type of passes where they can come up to an entry door and stick it in and boom, the door opens and they can enter? Can you explain a little bit about? Let me ask it this way. What kind of passes do Special Agent Park, Special Agent Prida, the Deputy Commissioner of DPS have? What kind of passes do they have?
Law enforcement officers pass.
And are they electronic type of passes?
So, I think we're going into the safety sensitive information stuff. So,
I understand. Do these type of passes expire, or can they be altered, let's say, if they do expire?
Yes, sir, they do expire.
So I take it that it's almost like an electronic key for hotel rooms, where if I was a guest, I'd be given this card. Once I check out, then it becomes altered. In other words, changed, so that even though I do have a duplicate, I won't be able to use it again. Is that correct?
No, sir.
Okay. Let me read off a supplemental report. Officer Castro entered the Ports Police office, and that Captain Palacios was saying that Chief Jordan Kosam, CPA Ports Police, called and said that no summons is to be served to Attorney General Ed Buckingham, and to take that summons and throw it in the trash can, and that he is on his way up to the airport. Did you ever make that statement, Mr. Kosam?
No, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Kosam. Mr. Chair, I will yield for now.
Thank you, Representative De La Cruz. I just want to again remind the witness that you are under oath. So, next member, Representative Tep.
Very sure. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Good afternoon, Chief.
Good afternoon, sir.
To cut the chase, you went through the screening where after you left the Delta counter, talking with Jermaine and the Deputy Commissioner, specifically on the subject of escort. You went to the screening, what you call a Leo, and was there a reason with going to the screening to clear your weapons, or otherwise you don't have to clear your weapons? Did you have your weapons carried into the screening area?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And then you went to the lounge with Captain Germain, the Buckinghams, Captain Rubeno, and Ambrose. Is that correct? Or sorry,
That's correct,
Deputy
sir.
Commissioner. Is that
Yes, sir.
correct? Okay. You went into the lounge, and then you went to different kinds of conversation with the people there, and then you have Special Agent Park and Special Agent Prida come up to the VIP lounge. Is that correct?
That's correct, sir.
And you had conversation with the special agent, specifically Special Agent Prida. Is that correct?
That's correct, sir.
Why did you feel that that there's a need for you to remind or inform the special agent of their already existing authority under the airport security area?
The fact that we work together in partnership
Yes.
in most of the exercise that we do at the airport.
So given that, and prior to you arriving at the airport, that's around 3 a.m., is that correct? You came to the airport around 3 a.m., is that correct?
Yes, sir.
And prior to you arriving at the airport, you had a telephone conversation with Captain Germain on request for escort of the Buckingham, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
And at what time exactly did you have the conversation with Captain Germain? Is that 7 o'clock or 9 o'clock or 11 o'clock?
Sir, I wasn't sure
Within
at the
that time frame.
Within that time frame, sir.
And was there a specific reason why you were requested by Captain Germain to be part of the escort for the Buckinghams?
Captain Germain requested for us to escort. I felt that my presence at the airport will help ensure that our part at the airport is properly provided.
Yes. And you were also in